There are utes I watch get towed into my workshop and think, mate, that thing is going to cost you more than you paid for it. So today I'm giving you 5 utes I would never spend a single cent of my own money on. One of them hides a timing chain that can grenade the whole engine for $10,000. One is a so-called luxury ute that's really just a Nissan in a fancy suit, and it's lost its owners $50,000 a piece. And one is built so cheaply the fuses literally melt and take the fuel pump with them. Stick around, because the worst one on this list, number 1, is the one wearing the poshest badge of the lot. I'm Greg. No dealer, no sponsor, no badge I'm loyal to. 30 odd years with these things up on my hoist, and this is the stuff the ads never mention. Let's count them down. Worst saved for last. Number 5, the SsangYong Actyon Sports. It looks like a lot of ute for very little money on the used lot, and that's exactly the trap. Because the thing you can't see on the test drive is the automatic transmission. The trade sees these come in slipping and hunting for gears, and once one of those starts letting go, you're into serious money on a ute that's worth almost nothing to begin with. But here's the killer, and it's the same problem that haunts half this list, and SsangYong has been a brand on life support for years, in and out of financial trouble overseas. So when you need a part, you wait and you pay. For a ute, nobody's really supporting anymore. I've had blokes ring around for a week chasing a part for one of these and end up paying to have it shipped from overseas on a ute that cost them $8,000. When the repair bill starts creeping toward what the whole thing is worth, that's not a ute anymore, that's a donation. Verdict? It's cheap for a reason. Walk past it. Number 4, the Mahindra Pik-Up. And look, I've got a soft spot for anything simple and honest, so I wanted to like this one. But you have to be straight about what it is. It's an agricultural vehicle wearing a ute's clothes. It's crude, it's slow, the safety gear is a generation behind everything else on the road, and the dealer network in most of the country is tiny. It'll potter around a farm, fine. But as the family ute that also does the school run and the highway trip, the refinement and the safety just aren't there. And when something goes wrong, you're a long way from anyone who can fix it. And here's the killer for me. The resale is dismal, because everyone else knows all of this too. So the moment you want out, you cop the loss. You save a few grand buying it, and you hand every cent of that straight back when you sell it. I wouldn't put my family in one over a proper mainstream ute, and neither should you. Now, a quick one before we get to the big hitters. If watching this saves you from one of these money pits, my honest buyer's guide, the exact checklist I use, is on screen. Scan the QR. Right. Number 3, and this is where it gets expensive. Number 3, the Nissan Navara D40, the 2.5 litre YD25 diesel. And this one hurts, because plenty of people bought these as a sensible mainstream ute. Here's the problem, in plain English. When Nissan built this engine, they used a single row primary timing chain, a thinner, weaker chain than the older Navaras had. And that chain, along with its tensioner, wears and stretches. And if you ignore the rattle, it can jump or snap. I've seen tired ones start rattling from as little as 100,000 kilometres, a number a diesel should barely be running at. When a timing chain lets go on a diesel, the engine destroys itself. That's not a $400 job. That's $5,000 and up to $10,000, often more than the ute is worth. And how do I know Nissan knew? Because they quietly extended the warranty on it. But here's the killer. It's not even the only weak spot. These also chew through their dual mass flywheels. You'll hear a click-clack rattle when you lift off the accelerator. Another four-figure bill. So the rule on a used D40 is simple. If it rattles on a cold start, you walk. No service history, you walk. Because that rattle is the sound of a $10,000 mistake warming up. Number 2, the Great Wall V240. This is the one everyone points at as the cheap ute, and I need you to understand why it's cheap. It was built right down to a price, and the whole thing shows it. I've seen the electrics do things that shouldn't be possible. Fuses that melt in the box and take the fuel pump out with them. So the ute just dies at the lights for no reason a scanner can find. The engines are hard starting, the transmissions give up, and the interiors fall apart. But here's the real killer, the thing that turns a cheap ute into a money pit: parts and support. Good luck getting Great Wall to help you with something that should have been covered, and good luck finding the part quickly when half of them come from overseas. So you buy it cheap, it breaks, you can't fix it, and it's worth nothing when you try to move it on. That's not saving money. That's setting fire to it slowly. And number 1, the ute with the fanciest badge and the biggest regret of the lot. The Mercedes-Benz X-Class. Now stay with me, because this is the one that catches smart people out. On paper, it's a Mercedes ute, a 3-pointed star on the grille, premium price, the lot. Here's the truth. Underneath, the X-Class is a Nissan Navara. Same chassis, same interior bones, same mechanicals. It was even built on Nissan's line in Spain. The German bit was the badge, some trim, and the bill. So you paid Mercedes money, up to 80 grand for the V6 for a Navara. And that means you also inherited the Navara's problems, but now you're paying Mercedes prices to fix them. But here is the killer, and it's a number that should stop you cold. Mercedes killed the X-Class off in 2020. They openly admitted the whole thing was a mistake. So it's now an orphan. And the resale is the worst in the entire segment, where a normal ute loses about a quarter to a third of its value. The X-Class can lose half. Those $80,000 V6s, you can buy them now for around $25,000. That is $50,000 gone, vanished, on a ute that's mechanically a Nissan. I've watched blokes buy these second-hand thinking they're getting a bargain Mercedes, and what they've actually bought is an orphaned Navara with a luxury servicing bill. That right there is why it's number 1. It's not the worst engine on the list. It's the worst deal on the list, and the fanciest way I know to lose 50 grand. And if you're spotting the pattern by now, you've got it. Look at what actually kills you on every one of these. It's never the sticker price. It's the timing chain that costs more than the ute. It's the part you can't get for the orphan brand. It's the 50 grand of value that evaporates because nobody wants the badge secondhand. Cheap to buy and cheap to own are two completely different things, and every ute on this list is the first one pretending to be the second. The dealer sells you the drive-away price. Nobody sells you the 10 years later price. That's the one that actually decides whether you got a bargain or a boat anchor. So, what would I actually buy instead? If you want cheap and genuinely tough, you already know my picks. An old Hilux or a D-Max, the proven stuff I've covered before. that do 500,000 kilometres and cost you nothing to keep. If you want a mainstream dual cab, buy the one with the boring, proven engine and a full service history, not the one with the flashiest badge or the lowest sticker price. And whatever you're looking at, do the one thing that saves you every time. Start it cold, listen for a rattle, and demand the logbook. No history, no deal. That single habit would have saved every bloke on this list a fortune. Here's where I land. A ute isn't a bargain because it's cheap to buy, and it isn't safe because it's got a posh badge. It's a bargain when it's still running, still yours, and still worth something in 10 years. These 5 fail that test. One way or another, they take your money and give you grief. Buy the tough one, look after it, keep your money. Now I want to hear it. What's the worst ute you've ever owned? Give me the model, the kilometres, and what it finally cost you down in the comments. I read every single one, and I guarantee a few of these horror stories will be worse than anything I've just said. And if you want my full checklist before you go and look at anything, it's on screen. Scan the QR and it's yours. I'm Greg. Buy the ute that suits your life, not the badge on the front. And if a mechanic giving it to you straight is worth something, you know what to do with that subscribe button. Look after yourselves.